Hey guys. Ooh, the day is ending. Watching Family Guy. I put a new like duvet on my bed, a white one. I feel like I spend so much time in the bed, may as well make it comfortable. Ew. We're getting ready to go. It's a really nice day outside. My makeup is running. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm getting ready to film. I.e. why I have on clothes. I bought this dress at Cotton On, but as usual, my dresses aren't working. I'm trying to wear a bra with it because it looks a little strange without one. Okay. I mean, it looks okay without one, but here's the problem. This is how it looks like if I like don't wear a bra, and I'm totally fine with it, but the problem is that it keeps on popping open. And I bought this in a large, like, and then the boob part, if I don't wear a bra, it has like this sinking part right here, so it looks like that whenever I take the bra off or whatever. So I'm kind of annoyed. It's just kind of that part that was kind of getting on my nerves. I'm doing a foundation review. So, you know, I took a shower earlier and I washed my face. Let me see if I can get this right. It's just so annoying. Like, dresses are all made straight up. I mean, I'm mainly filming from the neck up anyway, so I really don't care too much about it. Oh, I'm getting hot. Okay, see what I mean, guys? Like, I'll show you. Whenever, like, that, it has that weird thing that's like stopping my breast, and it does that across it. But if I don't wear a bra, like, it really comes across, and it looks really strange when I'm out. But this is the best that I can do, is to have like a weird boob look, whatever. I just know when I film, hopefully nobody really says anything. Like, I'm just gonna be like, look, they look weird. I know. It's like the best I can do at this point. So yeah, I'm gonna get ready to go. I don't know if I should do it in the living room or if I should do it in my room. Hey guys. Okay, so change of plans, I guess. We were gonna go out, and there's this little festival in town. Ugh, this bra is super duper uncomfortable. Like, I'm so uncomfortable right now. Anyway, I'm at the bank because I had a bunch of issues going on with this stupid bank. Like, I think I told you guys what happened last week. Okay, anyway, I get really dark in the summertime. That's why this arm is super dark. It's always dark. I don't know. Anyway, this ATM, basically I was depositing money because on a Sunday, and withdraw. And I'm withdrawing that money out because basically the machine ate a lot of my money. So because they wanted to do that, I'm just gonna start taking my money out of here, like, because y'all motherfuckers can't be trusted. Like, that shit made my I use this account for like for bills and stuff. I don't use it for nothing else. So my check bounced for my rent because of that, because of them. So they ended up giving me, they covered my $40 overdraft fee. And the crazy thing is that, like, I had the money, I put some extra money in my account. Like, when I saw that, like, when I saw it ate it, I was like, oh fuck, like, let me go put some money in here. So I put extra money in the account, and it still went to the negative because I guess, like, there was, like, I put a certain amount of money in there and it was $60 short. but I put it in there and they still hadn't cashed the check. But the thing is that it doesn't matter when they cash it. If they put the money into the system, blah blah blah, then that means that they've initiated the transaction, and that's all that matters to them. They initiated it, so but yeah, the money wasn't even. So I gave them the money order on Friday. They didn't initiate it like until a week later. That's when I got charged the fee. So I'm like, when the fuck did y'all even do? I give up. I don't even care anymore. I'm just like, whatever. I really am just kind of annoyed. That's all. Right now I'm doing a foundation review, and I wanted to go out and do stuff, but I'm just kind of like not even in the mood. This guy, he wants to go out, but I just told him to fucking lose my number. Like, he was playing games. Okay, this is what happened. So I met this guy at this gas station, and I'm not even really upset. I don't even really care to talk about it, but I will. Anyway, he asked me for my number. I wasn't really like super interested. What's new? Nobody that ever talks to me I'm interested in ever, because it's not even that I have high standards. They're all fucking fugly nerds who don't know how to treat women. Not knowing how to treat a woman is just as bad as you treating a woman bad, especially if you're not willing to learn. Okay, there's so many motherfuckers out here who don't know how to treat women, and they don't want to learn. They just want. So basically, even though you're not like cheating, and you want to mistreat me, so I was like, Anyway, he was Indian, and he wasn't even cool. Typically Indian guys that talk to me, you know what? No, fuck that. They're either fucking nerds or they're trying to be cool. So whatever. I'm just so sick of human beings. And now I'm going to this gas station that has this candy that I like, but they always got a bunch of black dudes in there. I know I sound like a white girl, but y'all already know what the fuck I'm talking about. You know when you walk past a group of black dudes and you already know we know that they're not gonna hurt us, but it's just annoying. The fucking cat calling, it's just annoying as fuck. Like, nobody wants to deal with that shit. Okay. Nobody wants to deal with cat calling. Like, sometimes you just want to get dressed, go out, but it's just their nature. It's just men's nature in general to be looking you up and down, and just, that's just what it is. But I don't give a fuck what your nature is. I don't have to like it. I don't have to accept it. I don't have to think it's cool. So, and anyway, the reason why I even brought this guy up is because I'm at his job. This is actually where I met him. But nigga, that don't stop me from getting my now and laters. I'm gonna get my now and laters if they have the flavors I want. So, okay. So he wasn't in there, thank goodness. I mean, that wouldn't have been awkward or anything like that. But I texted him and I just told him, like, I said, lose my number, like, delete my number, because he was just like, he would never call. All he wanted to do, like, I mean, I don't mind eating, but like every time I would talk to him, he'd be like, hey, do you want to, I want to take you out. And then even when I tried to have a conversation with him, he wouldn't talk about nothing. It was always just like, he wasn't talking about nothing. And so the conversations will always go dead really quickly. So I don't know. Where I'm at now, like, I get approached so much in person, like, but it's always by, like, people who I'm just not fucking interested in, like, not even in the slightest. Like, no, I'm good, bye. So I'll do a catch up at the house. I'll tell you guys all about my date with the guy who sold me this car, and then just like other stuff, I guess I'll talk about. That was very interesting. I mean, I'm not going to go into detail because y'all can't handle details, I've noticed. But I will talk about the other stuff. Ooh, gotta set up. Let's see. Hopefully hopefully the camera stays up this time. Ooh, it is super sunny and I look super greasy, guys. Believe me, I'm not that greasy. The sun is like right in my face. I don't have a better place to put y'all, so yeah. Anyway, oh my gosh, that is so in my face. Eek. Anyway, I wanted to talk about a lot of things, so hopefully my tracks aren't showing too much. We'll see. It's glistening. It's like glistening so much that I can't really tell. Okay, so I turned 26 last Thursday. So literally like a week ago, I turned 26 once again, and that was pretty cool because this is the first time that this is one of the first birthdays in a while. What the fuck? Oh no, I'm sitting on something. Oh, that's what I kicked. Okay, I've been playing in makeup kind of because my mom wanted me to help her, so I keep accidentally like stepping in things and I'm like, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? But that was obviously an under pencil that you put under your eyebrows to highlight them. Ooh. And I'm also drinking a Sprite soda. It's so delicious. I love Sprite with like some ice. Okay. So yeah. The clips that I'm going to be inserting, they're just like random things from over the week. Then it's not going to really make any sense. Okay, so first off, quick update. Me and the Indian guy, we're not talking anymore. I'm not sure if I put that in the last vlog, but I just wanted to address a couple things because, oh my gosh, it's going to be a long video, whatever. Okay, first of all, I got comments, like one of the top comments, of course, I knew that was going to be it because, I don't know, a lot of my followers are very like closed-minded and they act like it's literally like the 1800s or something. So basically, I told you guys, which I didn't even have to, and I wasn't even gonna, but I was like, whatever. So basically, I met this Indian guy, a quick catch-up online, and I knew that he wasn't interested in what I was interested in. Like, on his online profile, he was like, he didn't want nothing serious. And he came to my profile, he messaged me, I went to his profile, I read it, and I just wasn't interested. So on the dating website, it can tell when a person looks at it. It lets you know, hey, this person viewed your profile. So he came back and he was like, hey, hello. Like, he wasn't rude or anything. He was just like, he just was like, are you interested? I need to redo the middle of my lips. And I was just like, no. And I messaged him back and I was like, hey, I'm just not interested because me and you, we're not looking for the same things. And I said, but, thanks for writing me. He wrote me back this lengthy ass 2-part message, like 2 paragraphs, I'm not even kidding, talking about how he's so different than most Indian guys, whatever that means. I guess he thinks that he's like not nerdy, and how he's really wants to get to know me, and how he knows that his profile says that he didn't want anything serious, but that basically if he just hasn't met anybody out here and that it's so dull, blah, 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 blah. So I told him, and just like other stuff, and he told me a little bit about himself. And I thought that was really nice of him, but from my experience, like whenever a guy tells me that whatever they initially tell me, that's usually what it is. I'm not here to change your mind, and I know that you're not gonna change your mind. Like, it's all gonna come out in the end what you really wanted anyway. And you can try and trick me, which is basically what they always try to do. They always try to trick you into being with them sexually, but it's like, I'm not stupid. I already know what you want, so whatever. Anyway, we ended up going out and we went on a date. And the first date, I let him come upstairs. At first, I wasn't gonna let him, but my mom was like, "No, you should let him come upstairs because it'll let you know if you're wasting your time or not." And when we were on our date, it was very like blah. Like, he was very kind of boring. I mean, from my experience with Indian guys on dates, they're very reserved people, but a lot of them can be very pushy. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's a cultural thing. I don't know what that is, but yeah, he was just very like reserved and stuff. But then when we got back to my place, he was I don't remember why I let him. Oh yeah, he said that he had to use the bathroom, and then I was just like, yeah, you know, you can come upstairs or whatever. I really didn't care. Like, we had went to dinner. There was no movies that we really wanted to see, so we were like, oh, we can go back to the house and like watch something or whatever. It was very casual, and so people had a problem with that. Okay, so let me tell y'all something. I don't give a fuck. Okay. Let me tell you something. I have no problem with you guys giving your opinions, but what I still think that people are failing to realize is that just because you tell me something doesn't mean that, number one, I'm gonna do it, and number two, that I don't already know that. So, you guys can get mad at me all you want, because I can tell that a lot of y'all are like older people. I'm not your fucking child, so I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want. I believe that that's mainly why a lot of y'all follow me, because I do whatever the fuck I want. But then you get mad whenever I do it. It's like whenever people follow like gossip blogs and they get upset that they're gossip blogs. Like, bitch, you followed this blog because you followed this website because it's a fucking gossip website. So don't get mad when they start to get messy as fuck. Like, they're spilling their tea. That's what they do. So I'm a girl who does whatever the fuck I want. And people get mad at that, and it's the stupidest, creepiest thing I've ever seen in my life. It's like, get over yourself. Get over yourself. Stop being so intertwined with my life. My life is just out there, okay? It's like, if you want to judge it, that's what you're going to do. If you put a picture of your baby on Facebook, since you put it out there, people can say whatever the fuck they want. And I understand that if I put whatever in my life out there, but guess what? Just like I can put whatever I want out there and you can comment, I can reply right back. So don't get upset if you get a clap back that you weren't expecting, or if you get a response that you weren't expecting. With that being said, one of the comments was saying that I shouldn't have let him upstairs and that I moved too fast. First of all, you know, if you watch me, you know good and motherfucking well I don't move too fast. In my last apartment, altogether, I had like 7 visitors, and I was there for a year and a month. So don't fucking tell me that. I watch people's vlogs every day. They got people running in and out of their house. They got new friends every week, new boyfriend, new girlfriends, new friends, this and that, blah, blah, blah. But then they stay talking about no new friends. So don't even come over here talking about I move too fast. Besides, like, people whose hair I did, like, I barely had any company. And people don't and I don't be just fucking people like that. So don't even try to act like I move too fast. If I did, bitch, that's my thing. But don't be telling me I move too fast just because I let a motherfucker upstairs. Number one, if I felt threatened by him, even in the slightest, believe me, he wouldn't have come upstairs, okay? But, so when you were talking about, oh, Chinyere, we're worried about your safety. Okay, guys, I appreciate that, but I am 26 years old. Do you think I don't understand what dating dangers are? Do you think I don't know what that is? Bitch, when you walk outside, that's a fucking danger, okay? You put yourself in danger every single motherfucking day. So, do you think I don't understand that if you invite anybody over to your house that it's dangerous? I fucking know that. So, whenever you comment something like that and I say, yeah, I know, don't get mad. Like, y'all want to get mad and say, see, we told her, but she don't want to listen. Bitch, there's nothing to listen to. I already fucking know that, so stop telling me shit that I already know. And I don't even give a fuck anymore. Like, that's why I haven't even been posting on here, because it's not that I can't handle the truth. It's just that I already know the truth, and y'all can't handle that I already know, but that I march to the beat of my own drum, and I do whatever the fuck I want to. And there's a bunch on here who just want to control people's lives. If you can't understand that, then that's not my business. Oh my gosh, this shininess is bothering me so much. Okay, you know what? I'm not going to worry about it, because probably when I upload this, it's not going to be like super shiny or whatever. That's usually how it works out. So yeah, I mean, I kind of feel like it's moving too fast on the first night, but on top of that, but the reason why I did it is because I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to elongate something. I knew that he was going to try to fill up on me, you know, or whatever, and I knew that he was just trying to lie. Like, he was trying to play it off like he wants a relationship so that I would have sex with him. That's what he was doing. Just like y'all can say I was moving too fast. Bitch, I know what the fuck I'm doing. You are stupid because you want me to sit up here and waste my time with a motherfucker who doesn't want nothing. He doesn't want the same things that I want. Now, if his profile had originally said, like, he wants a relationship, because he knows what he wants, There's nothing that I could have done, like have him come upstairs, that would have deterred him from wanting to be with me. If a person wants to be with me, if a person wants to be with you, they're gonna be with you. They're not gonna let coming upstairs be like, you know what, nope, I don't want this person. No, because whatever they had in their mind when they first met you, most likely, like 99% of the time, that's what's up, that's what it is. So him doing that, I wasn't surprised. I was just happy for him to go. Okay, like first of all, I love my motherfucking space. I don't like a lot of people in my space. I don't like a lot of people over my house. I love me time. It's almost scary how much I like to be alone. So for me to let somebody in my space, that means that I'm doing something, okay? And the funny thing is that he even tried to drag it out. So even though I kicked him out the first night, I told him, okay, you know, you need to leave. And I was very serious, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. He calls me the next day and he wants to come over again. And you know he had to bring food. So he comes over the next day with food. And we were just hanging out because he's an engineer. He's a working whatever engineer. And we were doing homework together. So we're sitting up there doing homework, figuring things out. And then all of a sudden he tries to make out. And it's like, oh my gosh. You guys can call it whatever that you want. I don't give a fuck. If you are that fucking stupid that you call that a lead on, y'all are honestly the reasons why people get raped, and then you blame the women. Because obviously men are so trifling and so pathetic that we can't trust them to come upstairs. We can't, if they want to kiss on us, it's our fault because we're leading them on. Because we're wearing this and wearing like, come on y'all, it's 2018, up your shit, up your mind game. Are you guys really playing this stupid ass game about leading men on? It's like nobody's leading motherfuckers on. There's no even such thing as a friend zone. It's literally either you're friends or you're interested. Just because you're interested in me and I want to be your friend, that doesn't mean that your ass got friend zoned. It means that you have something in your mind that you want to do with me, and I'm not interested in that, and I've let you know. If you see me talking to other niggas, that means that I'm not interested in you. I'm not leading you on. You're leading your own self on. So you can go ahead and do that, but don't fucking tell me that I'm leading you on. No. You lead yourself on because you're making yourself believe that I want you when I don't. I want you as a friend. Or whatever reason that you're there for. But if you want to keep on with this relationship and act a victim and call yourself friend zone, then fine, go ahead. Nigga, stay friend zone. But I'm not, if I say I don't want to be with you, and if I'm doing all the actions of saying that I don't want to be with you, that's not called a friend zone. I don't even think that they consider women getting friend zone. Like for us, we're just stupid and we're just let on. If it's a man, he's friend zone. It's like, what the fuck? Are we still following this shit? Like, y'all, oh God. Like, I swear, some of the people that follow me on here, I really feel sorry for y'all. Y'all may feel sorry for me, but I feel sorry for y'all because I can honestly say that, like, half the shit that's happened to me and half the shit that I've seen you guys, the same people that talk shit, talking about you move too fast or you're doing this and you're doing that, y'all be the same people that make comments that I would never fucking do and I would never fucking allow in my life, okay? So I'm just letting y'all know, like, I'm just like, wow, I would never do those things and I would never allow that, but you do you. And then we ended up kind of like kissing. We kissed, but it wasn't like nothing. He told me that he felt something. He was like, wow, that was, and I was like, no. And I said, listen, if you kiss me again, you're gonna have to leave. I said, because I did not initiate a kiss. You need to understand boundaries. So he starts telling me, you know, well, what do you want? He starts asking me again, do you want a boyfriend? Do you want... And I'm like, yeah, that was the point of me going on the site. And he's like, yeah. He's like, I want something too, but it just seems like... And I'm like, okay, first, he tells me it seems like I'm being pushing him away. No, you're moving way too fast. You are moving too fast. You are not giving me my space. You're not respecting my space in my area. Like, you need to learn respect. Like, you don't own me. We just met a couple days ago. Chill. So... And don't say, oh, well, because you let him in, because you let him in. No, bitch. First of all, if a man can't handle coming upstairs, then we don't need to be together. If a man can't handle coming upstairs, then that's really sad. That's not anything on us. Like, but if you guys want to play victim and blame yourself, by all means, go ahead. I'm not going to blame myself because I know that's stupid as hell. So after that, he tried to kiss me again, so I sent his ass home. And he wasn't even here that long. He was only here for like 20 minutes. But he called me that night and he was like, you know, we started talking. Every time we were talking, it was always about sex. It was always about sex. He would be like, hey, how's your day? He'd be like, yeah, you were looking so sexy, man. And I'm like, okay, thanks. And he'd be like, oh, so how was school? He would always catch it. He would understand that I was not interested in what he was talking about. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. Next, it's not even worth talking about because he's so fucking boring. I went away to Houston for the weekend, and it was like Super Bowl weekend. I came back and had been calling me, and I just wasn't really trying to hang out. So we hung out again, and he came over because we were gonna have like a movie night. I don't know if he was gonna spend the night. I don't know why he would, but there was this weird misunderstanding where he thought he was spending the night, and we never established like come spend the night. It was nothing like that. But I think that he just like just assumed. I don't know, but he came over. We were watching some Indian movies. We were hanging out. This is like our 5th time hanging out, guys. I kid you not. But at this point, I was kind of getting tired of him, and I was tired of talking to him at this point. So I'm just like, okay, what do you want? Like, we don't want the same things. This isn't going anywhere. I'm slowly becoming like not attracted to you. So what's up? What else is on? He came over. Yeah, we were watching Indian movies, and then he's like, oh, you know, I want to lay down. So he laid down on the couch. So then I don't even remember what ended up happening, but he was like, yeah, he's like, are you ready for bed? And I'm like, what? Ready for bed? And I said, yeah, I'm going to go to bed. I was like, are you going to head out? And he was like, no, I'm spending the night. And I was like, no, I wasn't trying to be rude, but I was really caught off guard. I was like, no, I don't remember us talking about that. You know, it's not a good night. He was like, oh, I thought I was spending the night. You know, and I said, no. I said, I spent the night in Houston. And then I was like, I don't know if I'm going to do it again. And somehow he got that mixed up. He wasn't really listening to me. So, here's the thing. I had to bring up the fact that, like, he didn't even come over wearing, like, spend the night stuff. He you know, he didn't bring any night clothes. He didn't bring anything to take a shower. Nothing to brush his teeth in the morning. No change of clothes, nothing. Nigga, you just trying to fuck, okay? So after that, I was really just over the whole situation. I was just fucking over it. Like, he was really getting the vibe that I was not listening to him. Like, we started talking, and he was trying to be, like, political and trying to, you know, show that he was aware of things, and it was just not, I was just not interested. So then he ended up saying, yeah, but he said, you know, I really want a relationship. He said, but I just don't think I'm gonna have the time. So finally, after him playing literally for like 2 weeks, trying to play me, trying to get in my pants, and he saw it wasn't working, he's just like, okay, you know, because he gave up. Then he's gotta go on to his next victim. Basically, he told me that, you know, the girl that he dated in college, he dated her for 4 years. He proposed to her, they were going to be married, but his dad made a huge deal about her being black. And he said that he couldn't marry her, and it was devastating. He said he started failing his grades. He was heartbroken because they couldn't be together, because there was no way while his dad was alive that he was going to allow him to marry somebody black. And so he said, you know, that's why he's like 33 years old, and he has no kids, and he's not married. I mean, I knew something was wrong with him, because with men, it's just so different. With men, they can decide whenever they want to get married. It's not like with women. Women, we have to sit around and wait for a man to propose to us. And that's literally what it is. It may as well be a fucking law. It's the man's job to decide when he's ready for the rest of our lives. And for him to be 30, and for him to be 33, 34, and not be married, have no kids, and he's Indian, and he's a traditional Indian, you know, like, something's up. Your family hasn't set you up. You haven't met nobody. You have an engineering degree. You make good money. You're not stupid. So obviously something was wrong with him in the get-go, and I knew it. That's why I wasn't really going to take him seriously. I was just going to use the nigga for food. So when he was trying to use me for sex, it wasn't going to work anyway, guys. So for all y'all, with my point being, and once again proving y'all wrong, there was nothing to move fast about, because I knew it wasn't going nowhere. You can't move fast in something that's not going nowhere. You can never move too fast because it's not going no damn where. It doesn't make any sense. Like, I mean, damn, if I know that I want to be with somebody and I know it's going to be serious, I know how to work. I know how to do things. But you know what? I'm going to tell you something. When somebody wants you, like I said, nothing is going to stop that person from wanting to be with you. It's just, it doesn't work like that. Nobody says, I want you and I'm going to not work for you. It doesn't really work like that. And I'm just being honest. So, moving on from him, I haven't talked to him since like, I think like, it was sometime in February, like early February. We haven't talked in a while. I don't miss him. And we only talked for like a couple weeks or whatever. After him, I've been more meeting guys in person. Okay, so I ended up buying a car 2 weeks ago. And the guy who sold me my car, ooh. Wow. Wow, my thigh feels like needles are all inside of it. Anyway, ooh, wow. I just like tapped my thigh and it just vibrated. Anyway, so the guy who sold me my car, he ended up texting me and he was like, hey, happy birthday. But I have talked to him from time to time, like since I got the car, like almost every day since I've gotten the car, I've talked to him at some point, like, hey, how does this work? Hey, how does that work? Just very, very casual. Anyway, he texted me happy birthday and he said, hey, I want to take you out for drinks for your birthday. Now, I'm not going to lie, y'all, this is not the first time that somebody has sold me a car. Tried to sell me a car and then called me for a date. I'm not going to lie. But this was just for drinks. And he did say, but I wasn't really getting that vibe from him. Like, I'm not really attracted to him like that. He's not bad looking, but I just kind of didn't really get that vibe from him. When I was getting my car. My mom was like, ooh, he's a nice guy. And I was like, okay, whatever. So, anyway, we went out for drinks on Sunday. He came, he drove all the way over here, he picked me up, and then we went to this Mexican restaurant, and that was pretty cool. I wasn't expecting much out of him, honestly. But then it kind of got, okay, he's very comfortable, like, we're very cool, and I had a really good time. When he picked me up, he had already picked me up a few times already, so I already know you guys are going to say, oh, you're moving too fast, shut the fuck up, I don't care. So he picked me up from over here. And it's who it applies to, okay? So for everybody that always gets offended whenever I'm talking to a specific group, you're dumb. Like, stop getting offended when I'm talking to specific people. Shut the fuck up. So, anyway, I can't believe I'm going to post this. Yes, so when he picked me up, he took me to his apartment, and I got nervous. I was like, he's like, oh, no, don't worry. Like, I just have a load of clothes to drop off. And I was like, okay. And then I was going to sit in the car. He said, no, just come upstairs. So I was like, okay. So I go to his apartment. And I'm just kind of like hanging out while he goes and finishes up his loads of clothes and stuff. Then he takes me to the Mexican restaurant. So, with that being said, if he would have tried to touch me, you guys would have been like, oh, you're moving too fast. But he took me to his apartment on our first, like, hangout date-ish, whatever, and nothing happened. So, just chill with all that. It's up to a person's intentions. Okay, it has nothing to do really a lot of times with what you do. No, it really doesn't have nothing to do with what you do. A person can take you to a sex dungeon and you don't have to have sex. Like, you can just go there if you don't want to. But if you want to, then you do it. You do what you do, okay? We leave there and we're just having kind of like a good time. The drinks were a little awkward because I'm not really a big drinker. I'm not. But he likes to drink, sometimes. So he likes margaritas. He took me to this place that had really strong margaritas. And whenever I drink, like, sweet alcohol, it makes me throw up my food. Kind of. Like, it gives me acid reflux. So I was kind of, like, not super excited about it. I was like, But I drank it. I had one and, like, a half margarita. And then he had 2.5 because he drank my other half. And then I got a quesadilla. That quesadilla was so good. Oh, my God. It was so good. And we weren't really talking too much. I mean, he was talking about himself mainly. He didn't really ask me too much about myself, really. It was okay. It was okay. I felt like it had got kind of, like, awkward. it was kind of awkward, not gonna lie. Because first of all, I wasn't really sure what we were doing together. I mean, he asked me for drinks and stuff, and I wasn't even sure if he could like afford anything else on the menu, because I let him know. I was like, hey, I think I'm just gonna get one drink, and like, because he thought it was gonna be happy hour, but it ended up not being happy hour. And then he was like, oh, it's cool. So I said, okay, cool, it's fine with that. So I was like, I'll just get like a quesadilla that's like $10, and then I'll get it. But then he ended up getting it, so I was like, oh, okay, I just get it. So then we came back to my place, and I wasn't sure what to do. Like, I didn't know if he was just gonna drop me off, or he was trying to be a gentleman. But he ended up coming over. My apartment was so fucking messy, and we were just like watching movies, and I had a new bedspread or whatever, and he laid down. And this just goes to show it's all about intentions. And like, he didn't try nothing with me. We just were laughing, and we were watching movies. He was picking out some really good movies, and then I had gave him like, he let me like do like a face thing on him. I love doing those, you know, or whatever, like an exfoliating thing on his face. I always do those things. And yeah, it was a pretty good time. Like, he wasn't boring or anything. Like, it was so refreshing to talk to somebody who wasn't like really stupid. I'm saying like stupid, period. Like, a lot of times when I meet guys, I always end up finding out that they're really like not intelligent. It's not even like a woke thing. It's not even like oh, you need to be like Einstein. You don't even need to be like, I mean, a lot of these guys who I meet, like, at first I think, okay, they're cool, but then I'll find out that they're actually fucking stupid. So it's always refreshing whenever I meet somebody who's not a goddamn idiot. So after we got done talking, he was still at my house, and it was like 10 o'clock. So I'm like, so, you know, we're talking, and he's like, you know, you should come with me to Miami. And we're going to, first we're going to go to Florida, then we're going to, like, some part of Florida, then we're going to go to Miami, then we're going to go to New Orleans afterwards. And I was like, oh, okay. I mean, yeah, I was like, I could maybe do that. He was like, at first I didn't want to go because he said his mom was going to be there, his family, and I am very, very, I mean, it's not even like me and him are trying to date, like, you know, but it's kind of weird, like, a girl and a guy who don't even really know each other that much, like, just meet up to go on a trip together, a 1 week trip together, and we've never really hung out like that. And then, like, I just bought this car, and I'm kind of broke, okay? I gotta try to make rent. Okay, a bitch is broke. And he was like, oh, it's gonna be like $300. And I was like, well, that's not bad. Considering all that we're doing, that's for rooms, that's for gas, like, that's not bad. But I'm like, you just trying to find somebody so that you and your niggas can save some money. So that turned me off too. I was like, oh, okay, you know. I don't know. I don't mind because, I mean, we're not anything to each other, but don't try to fuck me. Ladies, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Don't try to act like y'all know what I'm talking about. But I don't know. It was just, he said his friends were cool, but I just didn't want to go just because we just met, just hung out. And it's not even, I don't know. I felt like I have these times when I don't have a good feeling about things, and so far I've always been right, and I don't regret not going with him. But I thought that was a really nice gesture. He obviously has, most likely he has like he has intentions for like a long-term whatever, whether it's a long-term friendship, a long-term connection, something, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's not just trying to fuck me on the low like the Indian guy did, because he's not supposed to be fucking black girls. He's not supposed to be even talking to black girls, but he does it behind closed doors, and the easy way to find black women are through POF, okay? So that's what he's probably going to end up doing. He's probably going to end up just marrying some Indian girl, but secretly like lusting after black girls like a lot of people do. I don't know what they have against us. Like, what the fuck did we ever do to y'all? Like, why is it so bad for people to want us? Like, it's so creepy to me. It's not even like a melanin, whatever, enthusiast. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about just like normally. I'm a human being. Why is it so difficult? Why should it be illegal to love me? Why is that like a cultural stigma? Why am I a stigma? I shouldn't be a motherfucking stigma. I know that I'm probably better than your motherfucking son. Your son should be You and your whole family should be honored that I'm about to ride his dick. Like, I don't even understand these families. Like, and you know, I'm not even gonna say nobody's dick, but let's just say you should be honored, like I said, that his dick is gonna be polished by me. Okay? Anyway, I'm not even gonna get off subject, but like, with him, like I said, he's thinking most likely more long term. And he's actually being a friend to me. So he ended up spending the night. We didn't have sex or anything. But the crazy thing is that he wasn't even wearing no clothes. Like, he went, oh yeah, because he was here at 10, I was like, okay, you need to go. Like, so I asked him, I said, so because he was here twice, him, like, we're having a good time. We didn't eat, we didn't drink. We're watching movies. We're just hanging out. Like, we're actually like good company for each other. And I was like, okay, are you going home like soon? I was not trying to be rude, but I was kind of. We have been out since like 3 o'clock. It was now 10, 11 o'clock almost, and he was still here, and he was not letting up or going or nothing, and he wasn't trying to touch on me or nothing like that. It wasn't like that. So I'm like, okay, you know, he is black. And I was, I know somebody's gonna ask. Yeah, but nothing. So I wasn't really sure if he was expecting something out of me. Because these days, honestly, I don't know. And like I said, as much as you guys don't believe it, I really don't lead people on. I'm very straightforward. Just because they want to lie about shit and try to like get in your pants they want to do whatever they need to do. It's not my fault. I'm always straightforward. I'm like, look, I'm really not looking for sex. I'm really not looking for this or that. I always say that. So, he wasn't really saying anything. So I said, okay, I was like, do you want to go take a shower? And anybody that knows me knows that I don't like dirty feet. And if you're in my bed, I don't like not clean people in my bed. I don't even really like a bunch of energies in my bed. So I'm but he had good energy. So I was like, whatever. So, he went and he took a shower. He's like, oh, okay, sure, I'll take a shower. One of my showers isn't working, so he took a shower in the guest bathroom. So, and that was cool. And he had a really smooth body, and he had a nice butt. But yeah, I mean, I saw that on accident. Yeah, it wasn't even awkward. So then I went and I took a shower, and then we're both laying in bed, and we literally watched movies all night. That was literally our date. And then after I gave him a little facial thing, he was so happy. I wanted him to look good for Miami or whatever. Me and him, we took a little ride to Taco Bell, and then we came back home, and then we started watching these Marvel movies, and they were really good. But yeah, guys, that was our date. It was fun. It was playful. He was so funny the whole night. I haven't laughed genuinely in a while. Usually I'm just like, ha, 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 ha. Yeah, that's so funny. Oh my gosh. That's literally how I am. Like, sometimes I'm just like, oh, usually I don't fake laugh for nobody, but like sometimes it's just like, really? You thought that was funny? That was not funny, and you know it. You know, but you just don't want to do that, you know? That was on Sunday. He left Monday morning. Today is Wednesday. I just talked to him, actually. And, I let him know that I wasn't going to go, because he asked me on Monday after he left. He was like, hey, are you coming or not? And I was like, no. Because I do kind of have things I need to do this week, Oh, last thing. Okay, so I ended up meeting another guy on POF. Back in February, I went to Austin literally for like an hour so that I could go get my things out of my storage. I got all my things out of there, and this guy messaged me on POF, and he was in Austin, and I didn't even know. I was like, wait, is this right? But that's how POF is. It connects you. Okay, that scared me. It connects you with people in the area based off of where you are. So, I ended up getting a message from him. He was like, hey, do you want to go to dinner tonight? And I was like, oh, I'm headed back to blah, blah, blah. And I ended up lying and telling him that, I told him that I am living in this place, here, and I live part-time in Austin. I told him that because he was just I just wanted to see where it went. And I was like, but I come back every couple weeks because I do go to Austin all the time. I was just there this weekend. And then I was just there like 2-3 weeks ago. So I'm there like, because Ismail, me and him were still friends, and I have things that are going on there. So yeah, my doctors are there, so I still go to Austin. But I had to transfer everything. So I just told him that. He wouldn't know the difference anyway. And my relationships, like, I can tell how it's gonna go a lot of times. I have like that kind of psyche, and I know whether it's worth telling people on my business or not. So I just told him that. I was like, yeah, I'm just living in like a temporary place right now, like for my job that I just moved for. I did not want to tell him I had to move away because of a psycho ex-boyfriend. Like, what the fuck do I look like? No. So he was like, oh, okay. He said, that's cool. He was like, so how often are you here? And I said, I come down like every 2 weeks or so. And then he said, oh. And I said, is that okay? And he was like, yeah. He said, that's fine. So me and him, we have been talking since the end of January. Now, with him, it was interesting because, like, I don't know, he was very different and he was intelligent. Like, so I know the last guy I just said he was not stupid. Okay, this guy, he was intelligent, and that's such a turn on to me. I'm still understanding what I like in a partner, and it seems like it's always somebody who's intelligent. So I meet this guy, and you know, we're talking. He's 6'3", he's Nigerian, so I was like, I already know he got an evil streak. That just is what it is. And then he's dark, and he's pretty nice, you know, and so I thought, and he just was coming off really cool, so I was like, I can just give this guy a chance, whatever. And with typical Nigerian guys, they usually know what they want, and I like that. I like a guy who knows what he wants. These days, nobody knows what they fucking want. They're just so all over the place, and they always do. So we started talking, and he's very insecure and very negative, and I was just like, what? A guy with a good job, well-dressed, you know, well-mannered for the most part. And, you know, I mean, you would think that the white girls would be all over him because they're like, oh my gosh, you're so interesting, you're so different. You know, and he lives in Austin. There's nothing but white girls there. And he's 6'3", and he's dark, and he's, you know, and it's like, what the fuck? Why are people all over you? And he's 28. He's not even old. I'm like, something is wrong with him. And, of course, there fucking is. Okay, so, where do I even start with this guy? He's a fucking train wreck, okay? Listen, guys, I understand, like, when you've been through a lot in relationships, and you are just so fucking discouraged. But don't go looking for love when you are discouraged from love. Because you're not ready to receive whatever somebody is ready to give you. You're not ready, and it doesn't matter how hard you try. Like, you're just not ready. You're mentally not there. You can act like you're there, but it's always going to end up coming out, and that's what ended up happening with him. So first of all, he was acting funny. He's the one, he told me that he was, you know, me and him, we had talked a couple times. We wouldn't talk all the time, so we would talk maybe like every 3 days. And I really didn't like that. I feel like, especially when you're doing something that's like long distance, you need good communication. You need communication either way, but it needs to be even stronger when you're trying to build something and you're not with each other. Now, I told him, I was like, are you sure you can do this? I said, because I may be here like a year. And he was like, he said, you know what? No, it's fine, because he says, this year I really want to start getting serious with someone. I really want to build something with someone. I really want a relationship. He said, I'm a relationship type of person. And he's like, and he's, you know, so yeah. So he asked me, so he kept complaining about us not seeing each other. So I was saying, well, no, he wouldn't complain. He would just say things like, well, I don't really feel comfortable calling you every day when we haven't met in person. And I'm like, what? I'm like, we can just FaceTime each other. Like, you can do something if you're that insecure, you're that not sure about us. His work phone is an iPhone, so he could FaceTime me. I would always ask him, hey, why don't you just FaceTime me? Like, why, you know, or why don't you like video chat? We can send each other pictures, blah, blah, blah. He would never do that. He would send me a picture, but it was always like his dull ass pictures. So I was like, okay, you know. And then he would always get home and watch basketball, and he wouldn't call me. He would be like, he would text me like, hey, I'm watching basketball. So he was just doing that, and I'm like, okay, so he's just not interested. Like, even though he's the one who told me he wants to talk, he's the one who messaged me first. He's being super, either you have a girlfriend or something, but he's being super unavailable. So Valentine's Day comes around, and he is like, he's like, I really wanted you to be here because, you know, we could have done something for Valentine's Day. That would have been really nice. He said, but I understand you can't be here. So I was like, well, I'll be there. Anyway, guys, we ended up getting into an argument because, okay, I just couldn't take it anymore the way he was acting. Like, we had been talking for about 3 weeks, and it was just really, it was very empty. Every conversation was super empty. We would talk about what we ate that day. We would talk about, like, you know, just like little things. It was nothing deep. Nothing really scratched the surface. It was very just boring to me. And it was nothing that made me want to just drive down and come visit him. And he doesn't get that. Like, a lot of times with people in relationships, you need to nourish the mind. You need to make somebody want to come see you. He thinks that, okay, because we met online, we need to just come see each other. It's like, no. If I want to meet you, I'll meet you. Like, I don't have to do nothing. So, especially as far as I'm coming, like, come on. So we got into an argument because I really couldn't understand why it was so difficult for us to talk every day. I would call him, he wouldn't answer, and he would call me, and we would only talk for a few minutes. Like, sometimes we would talk for like an hour or two, but that was only like 3 or 4 times the whole time that we were talking. So I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, why? He's like, I really don't understand what you're saying. He's like, I think we talk a lot. He's like, I'm not really a talkative person. And I'm like, that's fine, but we need to talk more often. He's like, but we text during the day. Y'all, we were not texting during the day. Anyway, long story short, he ended up telling me that he just got out of a relationship. Now, he did not tell me that, y'all. He did not tell me that. I wouldn't have talked to him. He said the relationship was abusive. He had been getting over it. They broke up officially, apparently, in January. And I'm like, what? And I said, wow. I just straight up told him, I said, look, if you would have told me that, I wouldn't have talked to you. He tells me, like, what does that have to do with anything? Why does it matter that I'm broken up with her? We're not together, so why does it matter? And I told his bitch ass, I said, nigga, because it's affecting us. I knew it was something. You're not one of those people who can just get out of a relationship and be over it. Like, you're obviously one of those people that needs time to heal. And he tells me, yeah, that's why I was trying to get into another relationship so I can get over it. And I said, you're basically just using me to get over your ex. And he's like, how can I use you if I don't know you? We've never met. How can I use you? And I said, you can use anybody. What are you talking about? I said, you're using me to get over your ex, basically. Anyway, he was not understanding what I was saying. I hope y'all can understand what I'm saying. His heartbroken ass can barely call, can barely text. Every time we get on the phone, he's super negative. He's like, I just don't really believe in love anymore. He's like, I really want to give this a chance. And I'm like, you contacted me. It's not like I came after you. You contacted me, and you're the one who's always, but anyway, whatever. So we just stopped talking. We stopped talking for a week. This just keeps popping back open. Okay, whatever. You want to stay, you can stay. We stopped talking for a week, and then he calls me and he tells me that he really doesn't like how we left off. And then he was like, I just want to make sure that I just don't tell you nothing again, because he's like, I just don't want to argue with you. And I was like, you see, I really hate half-assed non-apologies like that. I really despise that, because that just really shows your character. You are not man enough to just admit you're wrong, and you just want to keep secrets, basically, so that we can not, like, tread the ice, because you just want to get married. And that's what he kept telling me. He's like, and I felt like he just wanted to get married like most guys that I meet, because they're just at that age. And that's why I haven't even, like, that is why I cannot get married, like, anytime soon. I feel like I'm going to be 40 before I get married, because everybody's just on some fucking bullshit. Like, everybody's getting married for the wrong reasons. They're not getting married because they're like, we love you, I love you, blah, blah, I can't live my life without you. They're getting married because they're tired of showing face to family members alone. so then he tells me, you know, I'm not gonna lie, like, I always go to these Christmas parties and I take my brother with me, and that's why another reason why I was so excited to meet you, because now I don't have to go to Christmas parties alone anymore. And I'm like, oh, this is all too familiar. The last Nigerian guy, he was like my first like serious Nigerian boyfriend. I would show face at parties and stuff like that, and have friends parties, work parties, blah 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 blah. And we had nothing really going on here. Like, I was crazy about him, so I did it. But he was just using me as a fucking hood ornament to have a piece of arm candy or whatever to show at a freaking party. That was it. So that he didn't have to keep showing up alone. And that shit just rang a bell in my head. I'm like, okay, I already know that if I tell him this, he's not going to comprehend it like I want to explain it to him. Like, so I'm not going to say anything about it. So I was just like, oh, I said, okay, yeah, I guess, yeah, that's funny that you have to go to company parties and, you know, friend parties alone. You know, I'm that's sad. Yeah, I was like that. Yeah, I said I could go to those. Yeah, I'd be going for the free booze and the food, but I'm not, you know. But anyway, so when he said that, that just kept like ringing in my ear. But at the same time, I really didn't want to use my last relationship against this guy. I was like, you know what? Everybody's different. I can't think like that. I can't think that this guy is going to try to use me as a hood ornament, okay? That's just how I thought to myself. I was like, okay, just whatever. Okay, so we kept talking, and I didn't want to argue with him because I already knew that if I told him how I felt, it was going to lead to an argument, so I didn't argue with him like then. So a couple days later, we talked and everything again, and I said, you know, I just wanted to talk to you. I was like, I feel like there's no relationship if there's no communication. If I can't tell you how I'm feeling, then, you know, we may as well just end it now, because I don't want to tell you how I feel and we get into an argument. Like, we need to have an actual conversation. He's like, okay, I understand. He told me that he's still trying to learn how to really get into relationships. And that right there, boom, just came into my head. I'm like, fuck, another guy like this, another guy that I have to fucking teach how to love. I'm so sick and tired of teaching these guys how to be in a relationship. A lot of this shit should be common sense, but apparently it's not. I'm so sick and tired of having to tell guys how to love me and how to treat me. I want to have fun. Like, I don't want to have to be teaching you every goddamn thing. Like, it's a lot of shit is common sense. Like, don't disrespect me. Call me. Like, why is that so fucking difficult? If you say you're interested in a person, that shit should not be difficult to learn. But whatever. Anyway. So I just told him, I said, look, you know, the other day when me and you talked, it really bothered me when you said that you just can't tell me anything anymore. I said, because that's just like, I mean, that's basically just kind of skating over any issues that we have, and it's important to me. And I said, sometimes, like, when we talk, it feels like things that I say just aren't really all that important to you because you always laugh. He would laugh over things. And then you tell me to, like, stop being so serious. So he said, okay, like, I don't mean to do that. You know, he says, he's like, I just didn't know how to go about the situation. Something, blah, blah. So, I decided to go down to Austin because, number one, I had a doctor's appointment with my counselor. He's supposed to refer me to a psychiatrist, but, like, I don't want to go to a psychiatrist or anything in Austin. I'm just going to transfer everything down here. But I was like, okay, well, this is an excuse, so we get to meet each other. I get to Austin. I meet him. That was on Friday. And I had asked him. No, here's the thing. My birthday was on Thursday. He forgot my birthday. I told him, I was like, you forgot my birthday? Like, come on. He was like, no. He's like, I want to make this up to you. He's like, I had already told him I was going to be there on Friday. So that was on Wednesday. So he had already started planning things, apparently, for Friday. Friday comes, and it's South by Southwest. I told him, I was like, I really don't want to come down to Austin for South by. I was actually going to reschedule my doctor's appointment. But he was like, but then my doctor's appointment wasn't going to be until literally May 1st. Because, like, constantly booked out. So I was like, fuck, okay, I'll just go, you know? So at least I can get through the counselor's appointment and I can get referred to to an actual psychiatrist. So, and I'll talk about that later. So, with me and him. So I get down there, and I'm thinking, I had already told him, you know, he wanted to see Black Panther again with me. So I was like, okay, you know, but you know you're gonna have to buy the tickets in advance. He was like, don't worry, like, I already got this. Like, I'm pretty sure I don't have to do that. And I was like, no, I think you do. So he didn't do it. So he tells me, you know, let's walk around downtown. We'll get something to eat. We'll just grab something to eat. And I'm like, I came all the way down here. I drove all those hours for you to just take me to a fucking downtown spot. I lived in downtown for a year and a half or whatever of my life. I don't want to do this. Anyway, I ended up parking my car at my old place. And so I'm waiting for him. He says, hey, can you meet me down in Colorado? By his job. He works at an oil company downtown. And I'm like, because he tells me there's too much traffic where he is, so he wants me to come down there. So I said, wait, why do you want me to come into the traffic? He's like, because there's too much traffic where I am. It's going to take me forever to get to you. So I was like, what? So I'm thinking, okay, maybe he wants me to get there before the traffic. But if you guys don't know, South by Southwest is a huge 2 to 3 week, basically like festivity thing in Austin. And basically it's just nothing but fucking traffic and a bunch of rich people who have nothing really better to do with their lives, to be honest with you. But I'm not gonna lie, I mean, they always have free concerts or whatever. So I go down to Colorado. There are absolutely no parking spaces, none. So we ended up going back to my place, and then he takes me to the Domain. We get in the car and we see each other, blah, blah, blah. It wasn't nothing like sparks flying or anything like that. But when I saw him, he was wearing these tight-ass jeans. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, the jeans are tight. And his breath was bad. And I was like, I was just disappointed. He hadn't planned out nothing. You guys, just picture yourself driving hours to see someone. Once again, this is my second time doing this bullshit. You know, but obviously I had other things to do while I was down there. I had to go check my mail. I needed to go do a change of address. I had packages that needed to be picked up too that had been sitting, and the agents were kind of just like doing me a favor. Even one package got sent to my old apartment, like old apartment from like 4 years ago on accident. So I had to go pick that stuff up. Ismail has my mail key. He checks my P.O. box for me or whatever. So yeah, I had other things to do, but it was more just for like convenience. Ismail would have definitely done those things for me if I asked him to, but whatever. So yeah, but obviously he was like the main focus of me going down there. So, okay, it's starting to get dark, and this video is gonna be like an hour long. Anyway, I go to, we get to the Domain, and I'm thinking, okay, the night is mostly about me. Okay, I had to go grab something. Anyway, like I said, I thought that the night was gonna be about me. It was not. So he made it seem like this is what he said. He was like, whatever you want to go do, we'll do it. Number one, I did not want to go to the Domain. I wanted to go to a movie, hang out, like do something. Because he said, this is what he said. He said, I also want to do like a nice like park stroll and get something to eat, whatever. That's what he told me, okay? So it was nothing like that. We ended up going to pub, it's a schoolhouse, something, whatever, at the Domain, and it's like it's got bowling, terrible food, and just kind of like arcade games or whatever. And I really just didn't want to go there because the last time I went there, the food was not good. It didn't, I don't know, it was just what I got. And he didn't care about nothing that I wanted to go do. I was like, oh, let's go to the Grand Lux, because I'm thinking we're supposed to be like getting to know each other and hanging out. Anyway, the date was boring, and my dress kept popping open, just like it was today. I was wearing a different dress, but guys, it was just popping open. And I was like, fuck, why did I even wear a bra? Like, my bra was super uncomfortable. The straps kept coming down. It was just horrible. I hate those bras. Especially like for big-chested women, the bras are always coming down. The straps. So he was like, oh, I can tell you're not enjoying yourself, are you? He was like, but I think he only cared because he didn't see nothing on the food menu that he really wanted. So this was about, let me see, the first hour. We're in our second hour. He got off at 4:30, guys. We didn't make it there till around like 6:30. Okay, traffic, being unprepared, blah, blah, blah. So I'm just getting frustrated because I'm like, I drove all this way for this boy, and he did not even care to like, he didn't even care. Like, I just hate people so much. I hate people. Anyway, we leave there, and then we're just kind of walking around. It's really boring. He's just talking. He has no conversation. He's socially inept. He's like, yeah, isn't it crazy? Like, the sky is gray right now. And I'm just like, yeah, I said it was raining earlier, you know. He's like, man, the sidewalk. I wonder how many people walk on it every day. And I was just looking at you like, you goddamn fool. Nobody fucking cares. Nobody. So we kept walking and kind of just like fake talking or whatever. And finally I'm like, you know, can we just try to see a movie? He's like, you want to? And I'm like, yeah, it would be great if we could. Okay, guys, Black Panther is sold out. They took I, Tonya out of theaters. I did not want to see Jumanji, whatever that thing is called. And then all the other movies, I had no idea what they were even about. And a lot of them were sold out because it was fucking Friday night. We were going to see The Shape of Water. I was going to see it again, but that shit had no good seats. And I was just like, okay, great. Now that I think about it, we were only looking at the Alamo, but the Alamo was the only theater that I liked their food. So we ended up going to the Roaring Fork. I'm so damn tired of going there. I'm so tired of going there, honestly, because I'm tired of taking my dates there. And I'm just going to be honest with you. We always go there, and it's like, I want to go there because I just want to, not just because, oh, this is like a last resort. Let's just go to the Roaring Fork, you know? It's a really nice place. Like, don't get me wrong. If you guys look at the Roaring Fork in Austin, it's really nice. We get there, and he's like, whoa, you know, he wants a steak. The steak that he wanted was like $32 for an 8-ounce, and it was $46 for a 16-ounce. He's like, whoa, that's expensive. And I'm looking at him like, nigga, don't get the steak. Don't get it. Get something else. But he really wants a steak. He's like, I really love steak. I really want it. So he asked the lady, he's like, ma'am, how come these certain foods don't have prices? And she's looking at him, I'm like, nigga, when it's a nice restaurant, a lot of times they don't have the prices on everything. So she tells him how much it is. So then he tells me, ooh, wow, this is really expensive. And I'm like, okay, hold up. First of all, you roommate with your brother, okay? Y'all splitting bills. He told me that his rent was only $1,500, so nigga, you paying like $750-ish for rent. You are an engineer, and you are like the youngest person at your job. Like, get the fuck out of here. Next. You can afford a $32 steak. Okay, don't fucking play with me. Your car is definitely paid for because it's not like it wasn't like a fancy car. It was an old BMW. So it's like, what are you doing? You have an Android phone. Just stop. Like, stop. Whatever. Okay, so yeah, basically, I was just kind of like, all right, you're just being cheap. The thing I ordered was $18. They went up on it. It used to be $16. But yeah, it's like $18 now. And okay, yeah, so yeah, anyway, basically it was super boring. Oh, gosh, the whole dinner. I was really trying to be exciting and stuff, and he was really interested in knowing that I wanted kids and stuff, and I don't know, it was just so boring, guys. I can't even deal. Like, I don't even want to go over it because it was so boring. Basically what happened, okay, I'm drawing a blank, but he ended up getting something that was a little bit more cheaper. I think it was like $30 what he got anyway, because he ordered a bunch of sides with it. Like, it's just hilarious, you know. So I ended up ordering, and I ordered some sides too, and yeah, we got to talking, and the food was so delicious, but he liked my food better. Go figure. I had told him to get what I got, but then I don't know. He ended up getting that, and he finished his so quickly. It was only like 6 skewers of pork. And that was it, guys. We ended up leaving. Now, this is where things got strange. I was very tired. You know, we were driving, and he saw I was yawning. I was tired anyway from driving all day there. I was just tired. And I was like, ugh, I really don't feel like driving tonight. You know, that's what I just told him aloud. That's just what I said aloud. I was like, man, I really don't feel like driving. Just thinking about it, like, makes me tired. And he was like, oh, man. He was like, what kind of friends are these that are making you drive back tonight? He doesn't know that I don't live there. And so I'm like, but actually, I was going to spend the night at my friend's house anyway, but I just didn't feel like, I just didn't want to. I just really wanted to be in my bed. you know, that's just how I get. Whenever I'm on a really bad date, I don't want to go to somebody's house. I want to just go home, take a shower, rinse the day off of me, and just go to bed. And that's just how I was feeling, and I just said that aloud. And he's like, and so I just told him, I was like, oh, I said, it's no big deal. I said, I was just thinking aloud. I said, I don't mind going to my friend's house. Like, you know, we're going to hang out and have fun. It's not a big deal. And so he said, okay. So then he saw I was online looking at Redbox movies on my phone, and he was like, oh, are you looking at Redbox movies? And I said, yeah, because, you know, we're probably going to end up watching something. He's like, well, why don't you watch something at my place? He's like, I wish I could cook for you or something, and we could hang out. And I was just like, ooh. I mean, I was just kind of like, I really just didn't want to be around him. I mean, I was thinking maybe he's better at home. I don't know, but I just was not feeling the vibe with him at all. Like, he was decent on paper, but other than that, guys, I just really didn't see it going nowhere. So anyway, I was like, no, it's fine. So then we started talking again. We were talking about other stuff, and things were kind of getting a little bit better. And then he mentioned it again. He was like, why don't you just come over? We can just hang out or something. And I was like, no, I'm going to end up falling asleep. I was like, I really don't want to. And he was like, oh, okay. He said, yeah, I understand. And he said, but what happens if you fall asleep? He was like, there's nothing wrong with that. I can just take you back in the morning. So I told him, I was like, you know, this really couldn't be bad. Maybe I could just maybe I won't lose out on everything. Maybe I could just have sex with him. That's what I was thinking that's what I thought to myself. But then I was like, no, I'm good. But it would have been cool. I just wanted to see kind of like where he lived. And so I asked him, I said, do you guys have parking? And he was like, yeah, there's parking. I said, oh, well, I said, okay, well, I can just drive. I was like, I'll drive there. So I wanted to see what, you know, how he was going to act to that. I don't know why you would be upset, but, you know, some of those guys can be crazy. He was like, well, why do you need to drive? So when I told him that I was going to just drive over there, I was like, okay, cool. Well, you can just drop me off in my car. I told him I didn't want to leave my car on the street all night anyway. He was like, well, why can't I just drive you to my house? He was like, I know where I live. And I said, yeah. And I said, I can just follow you. Like, it's not a big deal. I just want to take my car. I don't want to, you know, it's just going to be a hassle. We have to wake up in the morning. You have to drop me back to my car. You have to drive downtown. You know, I was like, let me, you know, and I just want my car. You know, and he just wants to go straight to his apartment. I'm like, no. I said, my things are inside there, like my toothbrush, my change of clothes, things for me to wash myself, my towels, my blanket that I like it's just all in my house. And he's like, oh, okay, I get it. We get into the area of my old apartment, you know, where my car is, and we're talking, and I'm like, look, I said, we're just gonna watch a movie, right? Like, you know, and like I told you, I'm very straight up and I'm very honest. Even I don't give a fuck what nobody says. That's just how I am. That's my personality. Deal with it. I told him, I said, look, like, I'm really not trying to do nothing. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I'm tired. He's like, oh, no. He said, I understand. He's like, but then he turns around and he says, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know what I'm gonna do, so I can't make any promises. So I was like, what you gonna do? Like, what does that even mean? And so I played it cool, and I said, oh, okay, well, that's fine. I said, well, we can just hang out tomorrow or something. And he was like, what do you mean we can just hang out tomorrow? Why can't we hang out tonight? And I'm like, because you don't know what you want to do. I just want to watch a movie. You know, I just want to hang out. Like, I'm not trying to do that. But if you are, it's cool. Like, I'm just going to keep it pushing. Like, so he tells me, well, I just can't make a decision right now on what I'm going to do. And I'm like, do about what? What does that even mean? What the fuck does that mean that you don't know whether you're going to sleep, whether you can just watch the movie, whether you can keep your hands off me, whether you think that you had enough game to even pull that? No, like, don't, okay? I simply said I was just tired and I didn't feel like driving. I didn't say I didn't have nowhere to go and that I wanted to fuck you. Nothing about our date said you are fuckable. You are boring as fuck. I was just trying to see if maybe there's something that I'm not seeing with you. Maybe you're just not good out with people. Maybe you're just not, like, maybe you're just better at home. Maybe you're more, you know, maybe you're better in general. You know what I'm saying? Most people, sometimes they're just not good out of their element. You know what I mean? So that's just what I was trying to see. Because if I drove all the way down here, I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, why are we not connecting? So anyway, it's a stupid spider. It's not in my window. It's in the windows, like, the screen in the window. But somehow they always find themselves inside. Somehow. I don't know how. So I asked him, so I see my car up the street and I'm like, ooh, I said, you know, can you drop me off there? All of a sudden he starts driving extremely slow. So slow that the cars that were way down the street, they started catching up with us. So at the time I had told him, oh, just drop me off right here, I'll get out. He drove so slow that there were so many cars coming up behind us that I was like, I'm not gonna have time to grab my purse, get out the car, you know, put my jacket on and all that, you know? So he stops in the middle of the road. The cars are, soon they're gonna start honking at us. So I wasn't gonna have time to get my things together. So I'm like, oh, you know what, just pull up right there and I'll get out and I'll just walk across the street and then I'll follow you back. He gets upset with me and he's like, what, are you for real? Are you really gonna follow me? Like, he's like, why can't I just drive you? And I'm like, can you pull over right there right quick? I'm not about to argue with you in the middle of the street. He's like, he thinks that I'm going to my car to go get my things to get back in the car with him. I'm like, no, idiot, I'm going to follow you. Like, and so anyway, he tells me, he kind of yells at me and he says, where did you want me to park? And I was like, and I said, right here. I said, I'm getting out. I said, stop the car. I'm getting out because this is getting so strange. Like, literally, we go from trying to hang out to I'm getting the fuck out your car. And I slammed his door and I went onto my car and I was like, fuck you. Like, fuck this. I'm going. I don't understand what, so anyway, guys, that was our date or whatever. That was a waste of my time. I don't think I'm ever going to do that again. I'm just, like, I don't know. There are so many things that I'm just learning that I'm just not going to do anymore for anybody. I just really don't fucking care. I'm just done. I don't care. So, yeah, guys, I'm not going to make this video any longer. This is going to be a bitch to edit and upload. But, yeah. Hey, guys. I'm getting ready for bed. I just washed my face. You know how it is whenever I put my oil on my face. Yeah, I'm gonna take my clip-ins out. Every time I do a sew-in, I always do clip-ins because see how thin it is now? That there's no like extra pieces in there. I'm gonna take these out. That didn't hurt, I just said out. I think I want like some cereal, but I really shouldn't be drinking any dairy because it's really bad for you. Dairy is so bad for you. And see, it makes my top hairs blend better whenever I wear the weave. But whatever. Ow. Okay. The good thing is that they don't hurt like while they're in my hair. It hurts once I take them out. See that? So much hair, so much weave. I'm weird. That I just set it to the side for tomorrow, and it's easier. Oops. And it's easier for me to curl once I do it like that. Okay, I'm about to get out of my clothes. Oh, I really want to finish these hot fries that I have. Okay, now I'm officially going to bed, guys. Have a good night. Bye.